Here we have the Gacha, a lumbering creature of peculiar origins, known commonly for their varied diet and the crystals that grow upon their backs. Once fully developed, the crystals dislodge and may be collected from the ground. When cracked open, they may contain valuable natural resources, including valuable equipment survivors can utilize. Though the Gacha is aloof and seemingly passive, a much darker and savage side of the Gacha is concealed behind this facade. Local denizens of the Scarlet Forest include smaller creatures like this mother hyaenodon and her sprightly pups that follow her everywhere. Little do they know that a Gacha is nearby, and the mother and her pups have triggered the Gacha's hidden predatory instincts. Now in the Gacha's line of sight, the hyaenodon mother and her pups didn't stand a chance. Now lusting after the taste for more blood, the Gacha leaves in search of more prey. The two surviving pups are now orphaned without their mother, and sadly will have to fend for themselves. Similar to their namesake, the Gacha are full of surprises. Flipping from a gentle omnivore to a merciless predator, the Gacha is not to be trusted at all costs. While our ranger is out observing the local Gacha population, he makes certain to stay low to the ground and not make any sudden movements that might aggravate the towering Gacha as it steadily grazes on rocks and vegetation. Shaded by the ranger's trusty Maywing, the Gacha doesn't seem to notice his presence and begins moving away. Feeling bold, he makes an attempt to sneak up behind a Gacha in hopes of snagging a crystal that may drop, but ends up having to turn tail and run as the giant rises from its spot. Finally, a trail of crystals left behind are open for the taking. But it seems someone watching doesn't approve of our ranger's sticky fingers. One hyaenodon catches our ranger's eye. She has a bold, iconic pattern that stands out among the others. Needless to say, our ranger felt compelled to follow around this good girl and put in the effort to make friends. In the end, the hyaenodon couldn't resist the shower of attention and was given a very becoming nickname. After inspecting his new friend, our ranger realized they too stood out against the vibrant surroundings of the Scarlet Forest. With a bit of ingenuity and some elbow grease, he was able to dye his gear into a more camouflaged ensemble. After testing out how well the freshly painted gear works, it seemed that the Gacha are oblivious toward our ranger's existence. A true success. Now invisible to the Gacha, it was time for our ranger to attempt taming these wild creatures. In order to achieve this goal, he must feed the Gacha its ideal meal: owl pellets, regurgitated casks from an owl's gizzard that contain not much more than fur and bones. These bits of waste from another animal are delectable treats in the eyes of the Gacha. The pellets are so decadent to their senses that they'll grubbily lick the pads of their digits to get every last morsel into its mouth. After feeding nearly a bushel of pellets to this Gacha, it's now tame enough to interact. But our ranger still approaches with caution as he comes around to collect a fallen crystal. Even when tame, it's important to maintain a steady stride, as any sudden movements, like running, can trigger the Gacha's instinct to chase prey. In search of more Gacha to feed, our ranger reaches the edge of the Scarlet Forest, only to realize he'll stick out like a sore thumb in the golden grassland. To remedy this problem, he diligently lures in a Gacha by throwing a trail of pellets for the creature to follow. This Gacha is more than happy to eat all the succulent pellets that are being tossed to the ground to feast upon. While the Gacha may appear passive and taming relatively simple, a Gacha is never truly tamed and must be confined to the most restricted forms of captivity. Secretly a savage predator, the only purpose to tame a Gacha is to harness its capability to generate valuable resources at minimal cost. Only the survivors with the greatest ingenuity will be able to dominate these creatures with maximum oppressive captivity. Tame at your own risk. Stay safe out there, survivors.